We're made to believe that we're invincible, but it's not until you're faced with really difficult times and you realise that life is precious.
Adult male trauma.
He's got a partial degloving of both hands.
St George's, ETA 10 minutes.
He's got head on into a bus.
Almost totally amputated.
I'm not joking.
You're always so busy.
Well, they're open 24 hours, 7 days a week.
St George's, London.
Welcome to the madhouse.
One of Britain's busiest A&E departments.
Right, CT are ready.
We need 2 units of O&egg now.
OK, this is really time critical. It's our job to look after you and worry about you.
That we're going to find out what's going on with you, OK?
Thank you.
A place where life...
Success.
Love...
She's all right. She's all right.
And loss... unfold every single day.
Love you.
Filmed across one 24-hour period, these are the stories of a nation and its health service.
Brave little man.
I'll never fully understand how people manage to get through one of the worst things they've ever had to deal with in their life.
God, I can't believe this has happened. So brave, isn't it?
You see people from every single walk of life, and it makes you realise the common threads of humanity far outweigh any differences.
I didn't want to leave Bulgaria, but the universe told me and my son, we have to be in London. London was Big Ben, the history, Henry VIII. It was the freedom to make a better life. I wanted to be able to give the best to my son.
St George's emergency.
A 14-year-old boy is being rushed to St George's after jumping from a swing and badly injuring his leg.
Yeah. ETA 10, yeah? Cheers, bye. Pediatric male trauma, 10 minutes.
Consultant Will is on duty.
Kids are the most vulnerable of the vulnerable. Looking after children is just inherently more difficult emotionally. That just adds a certain extra layer.
So this 14-year-old has jumped off a swing, but has landed on the ankle. I don't know whether it's an open ankle, closed ankle, or query pulseless pedal.
The pedis pulse is on the back of your foot. If that pulse is not present, the absolute worst case scenario is you could lose that leg.
14-year-old jumped off a swing, given ketamine, morphine and Madaz.
The boy's mother is travelling with him in the ambulance.
It was sunny, it was public holiday. No school, no responsibilities for me, for Edward. I was at my sister's house, playing with my niece, when the telephone rang. And it was the mother of his friend. She said, I have to tell you something. Edward broke his leg. I went to the park and I started running. I saw Edward lying on the floor. He was screaming. He was in a lot of pain. Seeing him suffering, I knew that I have to be strong for Edward.
I'm guessing your mum.
Yes.
Hi, Mum. My name's Larissa. If you just sort of stay in a corner or something at the moment, there's just lots of people here, just because of his age and obviously what's happened.
Yeah.
We're just going to get a quick handover. Are you okay?
Yeah.
This is Eduardo. Eduardo's 14. He was on some swings and he's attempted to jump off and unfortunately it's landed on his right ankle, laterally displaced at about 90 degrees from normal, with reduced capillary fill and no palpable pulses. Top to toe, no other injuries found.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Just going to take this down for a sec.
In children with a bad ankle injury, you've got another thing to think about. Children's bones are still growing, and often the point of weakness is the bit that's growing. We call that the growth plate, which is at either end of a bone.
Keep it in this and x-ray it.
If you have a bad fracture through your growth plate, you can end up with a permanent disability. That limb won't grow properly. It can be a life-changing injury.
Yeah, but we're not going to put it on yet until we get the x-ray, and it might be that it's a sort of fracture that needs an operation. So we'll get that all sorted out, OK?
Oh, it hurt. It was really bad. I was very worried. I was very, very worried.
Just don't think about this, okay?
I mean, I was starting to think, is he going to be able to do sports again?
Right, we're gonna go and have some pictures taken of your leg, okay?
Yeah. With this broken leg, probably his life will be changed forever.
Ouch. Sorry. It's all right.
Edward is having an urgent x-ray after he fell from a swing and severely injured his ankle.
So what's the story? What happened?
So I was coming back from my training. I'm training my martial arts. It was slow enough.
So it wasn't even in the martial arts that you did it?
No. It would have been a better story if it actually was.
Give that a crack.
Edward as a baby, he was very chubby. Very, very chubby. Blonde, curly hair. He was like an angel.
Super.
He is a bit different than the other kids. He's always with the book. He wants to know everything. Very curious. So I'm a single mom. Almost all his life, we were the two of us.
Just gonna spin you around, okay?
I'm from Bulgaria. I grew up under communism. I remember when I was young, I was a dreamer. I wanted to be a ballerina and then actress. But to study in the university, it was quite expensive.
Good to go.
We're going to move around just the pediatric area.
To get the money to be able to pay, I went to Malta when I was 25 to work for summer. This is where I fell in love with Edward's father.
I don't know, the pain is getting a little bit worse.
It's getting worse? Won't I show you some nice pictures of Rome, where we're gonna go?
No.
You won't? Think about Rome, think about good, nice things. Imagine the things that you're gonna do when you go to...
Just stop talking. I need something to distract me.
As well, look. Do you remember when we were on these photos?
Yeah, we were in Bulgaria.
Yeah.
In Malta, I worked in a bar. I used to do very nice cocktails invented by myself. Edward's father, he came to the bar to see me. Because someone told him that in this bar there is a very beautiful Bulgarian girl.
This one is very sweet.
We were together 6 months and I got pregnant.
Look how young I am here. Mm-hmm.
I was really afraid. It wasn't planned, but this is a blessing, this is a new life. And yeah, I decided to forget about everything in Bulgaria, all my dreams, and stay with him. But things changed a lot after that.
I'm really not interested in looking at the pictures right now. Just let me watch some YouTube.
14. Doctors have the x-rays of Edouard's ankle.
Oh, wow, okay. Distal tib. Okay. Hi, Edward. My name's Lee. I'm one of the orthopedic registrars with the bone surgeons. You sustained a pretty nasty injury just above your ankle, OK? The bone grows, a little gap in the bottom of the tibia is where your bone grows from. We call it a growth plate, OK? And your fracture has kind of gone through that little growth plate there. Okay.
So it's basically like split into 2 pieces?
It's split into at least 2 pieces, absolutely. It's going to require an operation to prevent deformities in the limb as it grows. We always have to talk about risks. The growth plate might still not be happy afterwards. We might still encounter problems with limb deformity. For now, I'll ask the A&E doctors down here if we can give you a little bit of sedation and place this into a much more comfortable plaster for you. Okay. All right.
He's going to watch.
Okay, cry if you want to cry, cry.
I don't think I told you about the horses, did I? They called me into a nurse's room. She was like, "You're not horses, are you?" She's like, "I haven't been hurt by a horse, have you?" And I was like, huh? I got really scared because I thought she meant oh my God, if you've been hurt by a horse, you're doomed. I was like, no, playing softball. And she was like, because I will die. I'm deathly allergic to horses.
Oh, right.
Yeah, she's allergic.
So when she asked you should have went, nay.
I didn't see you running to pick me up. You didn't pick me up, did you?
Tutto curioso, tutta quella gente, non so.
Yeah, but you didn't get up, though, to my rescue.
But start dancing, that means you're okay.
See, I know, I danced through it, didn't I? No, I danced La Bomba with Keith.
62-year-old Rosena has come into A&E with her husband Gino after falling on the dance floor at a family party.
Oh, mamma mia.
We were dancing the night away. It was an Italian number called Bomba. It's like una mano alla capezza, un movimento sexy, and then it goes bomba. Yeah, bomba. I think, oh my goodness, and then off I went.
Thing is, I won't be able to do any bra fitting, and it's our busy period.
I've been a bra fitter for 11 years. Most women are wearing the wrong size bra, but when you've got an 80-year-old coming in wanting a push-up, we accommodate them, we do. We never say, oh no, you're too old for a push-up.
How am I going to tell them? They're short of bra fitting anyway, Gino. How am I going to do that?
I could replace you if you had.
You won't enjoy it, Gino, I tell you.
Oh, yes, I
So
will.
tedious. Bra fitting all those women. You won't be able to cope.
Gino is the way he is. You can't change him. I remember birthday cards. In the beginning, he would forget. I did used to get upset. And when he did get a card, he'd get it in such a rush. I'd say, Gino, it says get well soon. Oh, I didn't know. I don't know, do I? I go in the shop, I see the first one and I come, that sort of thing.
Oh, Gino. It's beginning to really hurt now.
Yeah.
Gino was the first boyfriend that I ever had. My mum and dad liked him a lot. Oh, yes, he was Italian. Such a different era, it really was. didn't really think I knew what I was getting myself into, really.
Gino, non fai brutta figura, he's busy, all right? When he's ready, he'll call us. Got no patience, Jean.
Year-old Paula is in resus after becoming fatigued, having been unable to eat through her feeding tube for the past week.
Paul, what's coming?
Paula. 10 weeks ago, he started having trouble swallowing, came in here, ended up having an emergency trachea. They put an NG feed and tube down at the same time. Both trachea and NG were changed on Tuesday, and since then, every time she takes a feed, she's not tolerating fluid. 20 years ago, had throat CA. Had radiotherapy, which partially paralysed her vocal cords.
All the time we've been together, there's been times when she's had to go back into hospital. This current circumstance is the biggest thing since having cancer 20 years ago. She can't eat. Not being able to eat is such a massive thing. It's something that's life-threatening.
I'm afraid we're going to have to steal some of your blood off of you just to see whether you're brewing any infections anywhere.
When someone hasn't eaten properly in a week, there are multiple consequences of that. One is low blood sugar, also known as hypoglycemia. The brain relies on glucose to function properly. If your sugar levels continue to drop, that can lead to confusion or, worst case scenario, coma. So it's really important that we act quickly.
My name's Georgina, I'm one of the emergency doctors. How are you doing? Not good. Not great. Is it mainly the nausea that's getting to you? Has it just been since you've had this change that it's been a problem? Okay, and when did it was 2 days ago? It was Tuesday?
Tuesday they did the
Tuesday,
change.
so it's been about a week now that you haven't managed to have anything in. Okay.
Since Friday, I've just had water.
Since Friday, just nothing, because you haven't been able to take anything in. Yeah, your sugars are low. Not surprising. We'll give you something in the vein for that for now.
Thank you. Having cancer, it's not just something she can forget about. Paula's been left with a deteriorated voice, and Paula feels like obviously her voice is a big part of your identity. It's always been an issue for her and a frustration, but I've only ever heard her like that. So it's just who she is to me. Not surprised you're feeling weak and drained, is it? And a little one in there, you know, taking all the good stuff and all.
She's pregnant.
She's 14 weeks pregnant.
If an expectant mum hasn't been able to eat and they are in the early stages of pregnancy, it is absolutely vital that we get some form of nutrition into them. If that baby hasn't been able to get the sustenance it requires to develop, that pregnancy can then be lost.
As scary as anything, thinking this pregnancy that we really wanted, that, you know, we could now be losing it.
Hello, Resus. Hello. I've got a lady by the name of Paula. She's come in because of her NG, actually. Since the NG has been put in, she's not been able to tolerate anything more than water down it.
Paula is being given intravenous fluids after a problem with her NG feeding tube left her unable to eat for a week.
She's pregnant, yeah. So non-ideal for her or baby.
Doctors are concerned her blood sugar level is dangerously low and that her unborn child hasn't been receiving any nutrients.
I'm going to get an X-ray of her chest, and then I can speak to gastroenterology as well. And thank you very much for your time.
Look at those fidgety legs.
Fijian eggs.
I think last night.
So we had in other pregnancies, wasn't it?
You remember calves?
Calves. It was Paula's flatmate's birthday, and her flatmate, her boyfriend, was one of my best friends. What I didn't actually know was that Paula had been told about me. I was in the bar when she came in, and she always says that when she walked in, I was looking at her direction, and she thought, oh, he's noticed me. But what actually happened was there was boxing on the TV, and I was actually looking at the TV above her head. Then we actually went to a club down the road, and that's when we really started talking. I found her attractive. She had a husky voice, but it was never an issue for me. It was actually something that I quite liked, so. It was probably only about a month or two later I ended up moving in with her. She told me the story of what happened to her. She was 19 years old when she initially got diagnosed with a cancer of the larynx. So they basically stripped back her vocal cord, and she'd done a very intense course of radiotherapy, and then she was straight back into uni by the end of the summer. It was lucky in that sense, although you don't like to use the word lucky, because nobody's lucky if they've had cancer. All the time we've been together, it was all good, really. Me and Paula have 2 little boys now. Jasper, who's 6.5, and Jude, who's 4. They're an amazing gift.
Doctors need to take an X-ray of Paula's chest to check the position of her feeding tube.
Oh, right. The X-ray team are going to come and do the X-ray in here for us. But there are very small risks of radiation to the fetus. When baby is growing, obviously their cells are producing, and if they get exposed to radiation, it can affect the way in which those cells form. Now, the dose of radiation that you're getting is very low, and will also can shield baby, so it's very unlikely, but there is always that risk with baby. Now, for you, I think the higher risk is not being able to give you proper nutrition, because I think the risk with that for baby is higher than not doing it. So would it be okay if we did it? In the ideal world, I wouldn't have to do it, but unfortunately, we're not quite there at the moment.
For a long time, things were going well in life, but all of a sudden, her voice started to deteriorate more rapidly.
Can I stitch you up, right?
10 weeks ago, she started having swallowing issues. So they started investigating. She'd had scans done. A couple of days later, Paula texted me and said, look, I'm getting out of breath. This is like I'm an old woman. I need to get this checked out. The next thing I know, I'm getting a text saying, they say not to panic, but they're going to blue light me in an ambulance to St George's. The doctor said, look, you've got what we'd call a precarious airway. Basically, you could go into respiratory arrest at any point. She just couldn't breathe properly.
Just take a breath in now.
Everything came crashing down. You're 1 minute, you're on top of the world, and everything all of a sudden is just falling down around you. It felt like everything was out of our control.
Hold your breath.
Bring me.
Everything's fine, okay?
Edward is in A&E with his mum after seriously breaking his leg falling off a swing.
Oh yeah, you're right. My name's Mother and I'm one of the doctors. So what we need to do is, you've got
couple of problems. You've got quite a nasty broken bone and it's not lying straight. So what we want to do is put it into a better position and then put a cast around it. So what we want to do is try and relax you so the muscles relax. The medication we're going to use is called ketamine. Sometimes when patients take ketamine, they start talking a lot of rubbish.
Like drunk.
Yeah, a bit like drunk, which you haven't done yet. And the eyes might flicker, but this is the best place for him to be. That's what we're going to do. I just got to get a few things ready, okay? Okay?
I'm feeling a bit anxious.
That's completely fine to feel like that. It's normal. I feel like that too.
Edward was born in Malta, but when Edward was 2, my relationship with his father completely broke. So I decided that we're gonna move back to Bulgaria. It was quite stressful, but this is the best decision.
Good boy.
Back in Bulgaria, I saw that it's not good for Edward to stay there. He's very sensitive because he is dyslexic. He was bullied at school. So I decided to move here.
I'm scared.
So that's natural, but you've got lots of us around you. Mum's here, so it's the best place to have something like this done, okay?
We decided that he will stay in Bulgaria with my parents, and when I am wealthy enough, I will get him here. I left when Edward was 9.
You happy to proceed, yeah?
Yeah.
It was the worst thing I did in my life.
50th Ket, Melissa.
I felt very guilty. Not being with him, I mean, that feeling that I abandoned him.
I think he's out there. You slide it out. I've got him. Gently, gently.
I was working all the time, different jobs.
Another 25, Melissa.
But the money were never, ever enough for me to get him here.
Clunk, clunk, clunk.
Doing word.
And, you know, without the mother, he felt kind of abandoned. I tried to keep the relationship with him, talking with him, but it wasn't as if we are together.
That's it, it's up to the toes, a bit more up the toes, that's it. A bit more up the toes. Keep on, keep moving.
Yeah.
That's it, gently, not too tight.
Take a deep breath, Edward.
Quick.
Edward.
Eddie. Edward.
Deep breath.
Dișai. Ciuvește, dișai. Pune-mi o poco.
Come on, Edward. Deep breath.
Sedating children and managing their airway can be inherently more risky.
Big breaths, Edward.
You've got to act very quickly.
Just forget that a minute, and then now traction him again.
Pune-mi văzduh, Eddie. Ciuvește, dișai. Pune-mi o poco văzduh, ok? Искам да дишаш.
You can get breathing complications and airway complications, and that's terrifying.
Искам да не спираш да дишаш, Еди, моля те. Ok? Just breathe.
You want a water, something?
No, not for me, thank you, Gino.
Rosena is awaiting the results of her X-ray, having fallen at a family party.
Do you know how to use it, Jean?
I'm first generation here. My mum comes from Calabria and my dad comes from Molise. A few years after the war, there wasn't very much in Italy, no jobs, and people started thinking about trying to make a better life. My parents came over in the early 60s. So the men went straight into the brick factory and the women went to the chocolate factory. They had to report to the police station every year to have their documents stamped. And if anybody was in any trouble at all, they'd be deported. It must be all £1, Gino. Yeah.
Nah.
It is. My parents got together with the other Italians. Most of them went to Bedford. Bedford became known as Little Italy. The neighbourhood reminded me a lot of Coronation Street, but with just Italian people in it. How old is that plastic bag you got the money in? Oh, my mummy. Most Italians had ice cream vans and fish and chips shop, so my father rented an ice cream van. Later on in life, he bought a fish and chip shop, and then we lived upstairs.
180, you said?
180. Jean.
Rosena.
Oh.
Hello. Come and have a seat in this chair here. Come in, come in. Oh, don't bite. Have a seat. Should we have a little look at your x-ray? So, you have broken it, you've got a fracture. If this is the bone.
Yeah.
And see here where it's it's broken through here.
Good grief. What a stupid thing. I've given up dancing.
It's one of those. It's one of those. You can't give up dancing.
No, I've got.
Keeps you young,
in 2 weeks'
dancing.
time, I've got my granddaughter's Holy Communion. No,
She
I was on
thinks
water.
20 years old.
Yeah,
on the table. I think I'm 20 years old.
Yeah.
My household was very Italian. Mum didn't really want me to mix with my English friends. They were never allowed to come to my house. Mum probably used to think that they'd probably influence me in going dancing and fall in love with an English boy, and then, oh, mamma mia, you know, the whole tradition is going to go out of the window.
The cast is going to come down to here as well, so you're going to struggle. We're not going to let you do any of this movement.
For how long?
4 to 6 weeks.
No.
Yeah.
Can't drive either.
No, Gino. Gino's family had a fish and chip shop. He looked like one of the Beatles. He had one of these floppy fringes, you know. One day, he asked me out. And I went, yes, please. I think I was 16. He was a little bit older. And I thought, oh, we could probably go to a lot of discos. Well, you'll have to learn how to do a bit of baking, Gina, because, you know, there's a lot of baking to do.
You can be the boss. You can just
Yeah, yeah.
Let's take a look.
Dr. Georgina has the results of Paula's X-ray.
Do you remember what your NG was inserted to last time? Did they ever... 54. Is that the same as it is now? Let me just take a look. 62. So it's a good extra 8 centimetres in than it should be. I think we've bypassed stomach.
Yeah.
If I pull it back and we see if you can tolerate your feed, would that be okay with you? Let's do it. I mean, I can't imagine everything you've been through with all of this. It just doesn't end.
When the consultant found that Paula could go into respiratory arrest, the doctor said the main thing is to get your safe airway. What we're going to have to do is do a tracheostomy.
Just going into your nose.
Her initial reaction was, I don't want it. And he just turned round and said, well, I can't make you do anything you don't want to do. And Paula said, but I don't have much choice, do I? No, you don't have a choice.
I'm gonna pop this on your face, okay? All right.
They did the procedure and they brought her back up to the ward, and the consultant spoke to me. I've had to take some biopsies. There's a lot of aggressive, nasty looking tissue in there. I think they were thinking, this is cancer back. And in the meantime, Paula's back from the surgery. She can't drink, she can't speak, she can't eat. And that initial night, I just sat with her and held her hand.
Okay, it's just gonna come out now.
We had to wait a week for results of the biopsy, and it's the longest week.
59, 58, 57.
The biggest worry was if it came back, they weren't going to be able to treat it again. I was trying to keep upbeat, trying to look after the two boys. And I think, as positive as Paul has always been, I think she was thinking the worst. You got children, and you know, you're going to be around now. And if you are, how good are you going to be? How, you know, what state are you going to be in to be their mother?
Okay, you with me? Well done. That's all done. That's come out to 54 now. So let's see how you go. You wake up after that, okay?
But we waited the week, and then they came up and told us that that all the biopsies were all clear, which was like the biggest weight ever lifted off.
All right, babe. Good.
Doctors will continue to monitor Paula to see if the feeding tube will provide the vital nutrients for her and her baby.
Cancer, as much as it probably has tried to ruin her life, she hasn't let it. The things she's had to go through would break a lot of people, I think.
Six weeks. I can't believe it. What am I going to do? It's going to drive me mad.
Rosena is waiting for a plaster cast to be applied to her broken wrist.
Oh, Gino. I've got Slimming World as well. I'll have to get the bus to go to Slimming World.
You're gonna go like this in a swimming pool.
Oh, yeah, the cast is going to weigh. How much does the cast weigh? They'll think I've put on weight.
Yeah.
It gets worse every minute. After my 16th birthday, we got engaged. Yeah. Quick? Well, it was like that in those days. No one hanged around, really. My mum and dad, yeah, they had a little hand in it. But it worked out well. When I was 18, we got married. The wedding day, it was in December, it was a little bit cold. The reason why we got married in December was because naturally, everybody sold ice cream in the summer. So if I'd got married in the summer, I wouldn't have had any guests. It was a bit of a blur that day. Would you believe it? We had spaghetti, white dress, spaghetti. Oh dear. But I'm so proud of being Italian, and I embraced my Englishness. I feel like I've got the best of both worlds.
Oh, I see. That goes round your neck.
That goes over the shoulder.
You'd like it to go around my neck, wouldn't you, Gino?
No, no. What do I marry you for?
How long have you two been married?
Oh, not many years.
Coming up to 44, Gino.
Well done.
Mm-hmm.
That's some achievement.
Yeah. We had 2 children. I had my son Miguel at 18, and I had my daughter Claudia at 24. That was it. My family was complete at 24 years old. We've had our ups and downs, like everybody does, but we've always stuck
by each other, always. And that's made our family stronger. Elaine, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Oh, there. Oh, yeah.
Gino, your sense of direction. We are a family unit, and no one and nothing can break us up.
All right. Well done, you did really well. How'd you feel? Ugh. Feel a bit funny? Yeah, don't worry, it'll wear off soon. Did you have some nice dreams? Did you? Are you going to tell us all about them soon? Yeah, good.
I was in London for 2 years without Edward. I couldn't really find a normal job, so I decided to go back to Bulgaria. I couldn't fight anymore.
I'm here, ready to go some. I'm here. I'm here.
I had one-way ticket, but then I was asked by a friend of mine to go and replace a housekeeper for a very rich and very famous family.
Where are those cables?
They're all attached to you.
Oh.
So we can see your numbers.
Oh, so my number?
Maybe. What number would you be?
Endless.
Endless.
So I can never end.
Endless. Wow.
Oh, that's very clever. Well done.
I didn't know who I was working for. I started seeing pictures and I was, who is this person? And when my colleague asked me, do you know who you are working for? I was like, no. She said, Jose Mourinho. It sounds familiar, but who was he? Sorry to ask. A football trainer. I was, who was Jose Mourinho? Oh, the special one.
Mum, if I lift his leg up, can you slide that under? Is that okay?
The family liked me. They said that if you are happy, and you're more than welcome to stay. I mean, this was present from the destiny. I will have the financial stability that I never ever had in my life. Edward moved to London on the 31st of December 2017. It felt like the heaven in the earth, you know?
I'm never going to do anything stupid ever again.
I really hope so. But we learn from our mistakes.
I'll never get on a swing ever again.
No, this I don't want to hear.
Life in London, it could be much better. But yeah, it's hard, but he is the main reason to wake up in the morning.
We'll take you upstairs to one of our wards for tonight.
I can't say how much I love him. From here to the end of endless and back. I mean, I don't know.
Doctor.
Why is everybody sounding so surprised?
Because just happy to see you, man.
In the NHS, you get to meet people from all sorts of different backgrounds and nationalities. And you learn we're all human beings, we're all people. All the differences we've got are skin deep at best.
I'm gonna walk you around to another area.
But it's an odd time because it's almost like we're taking a step backwards with recognising that.
Oh, Gino.
And I think if we all just took a little bit of time to reflect on the similarities we have rather than our perceived differences, I think we'd probably be in a bit of a better state.
David's always been an amazing husband, an amazing father. But this has been another level. I feel bad for him that he's got to look after me. But I know I've made the right choice with my husband.